Hi guys, welcome to Challenge the Road. We're here to pick up the GR Yaris Litchfield Edition. I can't wait. We're going to head out to the Ashdown Forest, do some miles in the car and see how it drives. Right, I'm walking through, but I really want to see the Yaris. I know it's Carrera GT 599's here. I had a 675 LT, that's here too, but I love this little Yaris and I love the paintwork. I was just looking round it and I love this pearl effect. I know the video before where I raced the Evo, didn't I? Done like a comparison and it was in like a flat white, but this pearl white, I tell you, it looks like a £5,000 option, even though it's only a £1,000 option. I'm excited by this car. And as I first said, there's loads of expensive cars here, like the Carrera GT over there, but I love the look of this Yaris. I'm really looking forward to driving it. I've actually been looking at whether I put spoilers and different bits on, but looking at it today, it just looks so good as it is. Lots of comments from the last video. I don't know what you think on Yarises. A lot of you have owned them before. For me, I wanted a tuned one because I knew I was going to end up spending money. If I bought a standard one, I'd only end up spending money trying to do it up to this level. The suspension's been done. I think there was like £20,000 of invoicing on this car. I've got a spare set of wheels, and I said we're going to do some track driving. We're going to go to Bedford North Track in March, and I've got a spare set of alloys for that, braided brake linings, lots of stuff that's done to help with that track work. The Yarises are renowned for being quite quiet, and I think that can be a good thing, but against the Evo and 22Bs where you've got the noise, I've got to have some noise from the car, and this has got a £3,000 exhaust upgrade. I'll put that on the screen. It did sound quite loud when we first started it as a cold start, but I think it needs that little bit of noise because it is so quiet from standard. The back of the car I think looks great. Again, I was looking at maybe a rear spoiler or a diffuser, or I think this exhaust sits really nicely on the car. So again, I'm not sure, does it need any more done? I like the roof. When you have a look at that, I know that this, I think, comes off and exposes actual carbon fibre. But I quite like it as it is with the gloss and the carbon and the pearl white. I really like. So this spoiler is nice. I mean, they do one that comes up here and goes round, but actually being here today, it looks really good. The engine's been tuned. I think it's 312 horsepower, but I've been looking into that. There is a better ECU that Litchfield C-Tech do now, which gives it a bit more power, but I think the delivery is better. But I want to drive it obviously first just to see myself before I invest in that. The good thing would be if I'd done that, they do give like another 12 months warranty on the engine on the car. Some people have said about warranty, and yes, that is a problem because this is a modified car, and I realise that that's going to go outside of warranty. But I could put this car back to standard if I wanted, take this off and sell these bits, the seats, etc., and put it back to standard and then get it back under warranty with Toyota, because the Toyota program's really good, 10 years, as long as you service it with them. Original wheels, really nice colour, I like the black. Upgraded discs, pads, everything that's going to be great for the track. 4S tyres, I think that they're from factory 4S. These are a very light BBS rim forged, which is amazing from factory. And I looked at the new car. It's at least £12,000 more now than when this originally come out. This was a bit of a bargain, I think, at the time, with forged rims and things. With the new tax bands as well, it's going to be more than £12,000. I think you're looking at £14,000 more for the standard car. This is what the channel's about, is buying cars that hopefully don't depreciate too much, and I think these are a very good bet for that, because if you look at the phase 2 generation, it doesn't look much different. I think there's 10 horsepower more, but you can modify these. It feels a bit like going back to the 90s and modifying these cars like we used to do with Subarus, Mitsubishis, Toyotas of the time. Let's have a look at the boot, because I'm going to use this quite a bit, this car. So obviously we've got to get golf clubs in, things like that. I think that these will just go down to give me much more room. This can just come off, I assume, and then I can lay stuff in there, and then I've got a lot more room. There's an interesting point on this car. If we have a look at the wheelbase, now everyone talks about, in some of the videos I've done, they've said that the wheelbase is short, but it's not. It's actually longer than a 992 GT3, 4 inches longer actually than a GT3. It's only about an inch less on the width of the track as well. So your wheelbase on a 992 is like here, GT3. So it's one of the reasons that you've got fantastic handling, is because you've got a big wheelbase. But I think it's a bit confusing because you think it's a small car, but you wouldn't realise that the wheelbase is that long, which is, you know, incredible really for a car. I'll put the details of that up because you probably think, Richard, you're crazy. It can't be. It just can't be. The wheelbase can't be longer than the GT3, but it is. I'm looking forward to driving the car. I'm going to have to do that another time. We're going to go out now to the Ashdown Forest, take lots of photos and B-roll, and then I can take it out for a drive. The other car here I've been looking at, Carrera GT. I had a look at this last time. Oh, it's difficult because I was never that into the Carrera GT, but obviously I'm into appreciating classics, and Porsche have now done £100,000 upgrades on each car. I put details of that up. This car has had the work done. It's back from Porsche. They've changed the tyres now to a Michelin. You may have seen videos, but I put that up of the time for the Nordschleife track, where they've been doing times that are, I don't know, 15 seconds faster because of the new tyres. Made me wonder, how quick would the P1 be? So thinking about the P1, how fast would it be? And I have done some numbers on average speed. They never come out with the time, they just said sub 7. Then I was thinking about what would happen if we upgraded to the latest Michelins on a P1, how fast would it be again? And are the cars much quicker now, or is the tyre technology generating a lot of the time? If you look at this, was like 16 seconds on tyre technology. That's incredible. Porsche are also offering that you can take Carrera GTs back to factory, have a paint to sample, maybe all carbon, new interior, Alcantara, whatever you like. So Carrera GTs I'm looking at because I don't know if they're going to go up in value. More people that customise them, are then original cars become less, a bit like the P1, where you've got the HDK cars, which are like 40 have been done. So P1s now, there's maybe 330 original cars, so they go less and less. Looking at the car today, it looks a lot of car. If I'm honest, I'm more interested in the Yaris, but the engine bay in this is like a work of art in here, and I can see how these could be the next £2 million hyper. I don't know if it is a hypercar, but hypercar. I mean, when I remember back to these cars, they were £200,000, and a lot of it, you know, obviously the horrendous Paul Walker accident, the tyres they said were very risky to drive. So for Porsche to now spend £100,000 updating the suspension, new titanium components, new tyres, they're investing in keeping this car in pristine condition. Also, no hybrid. So is it a better investment? Is it going to be easier to run now Porsche have got a grip on this car? So we're excited now. We're going to take the car out for the first drive, then give you our opinions on the GR Yaris.